Okay, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Antoine King from Sojourner Truth House, facilities coordinator. I'm here to tell my story and my truth. So I'm started off like this is my teenage years. I was in high school at this point. So my parents, we pretty much from Gary. So I pretty much was in the Gary community school system since elementary to middle school. So we ended up moving to Griffith, which ended up being my high school years. I was a freshman in high school. So I ended up, my mom asked me did I want to transfer schools. I could have stayed in Gary schools, but I was like, I might as well just transfer because we in Griffith. I don't want to have you come all the way to Gary to bring me to school. So we transferred. I transferred to Calumet High School, which is Lake Ridge School District. And Lake Ridge was pretty much a lot of white kids and black kids, and you had Mexicans, but you didn't have that many blacks. I ended up being one of the blacks that was going to the school. So when I got there, I had a couple friends that I already knew that went to the school, but I ended up meeting another guy, which he was a white guy, and we ended up being best of friends, and we pretty much still best friends right now to this day. So we used to hang at school together, play basketball, sports together, eat lunch together, each other homework, help each other with homework together. So he used to spend the night at my parents' crib, and I had ended up asking him like, "Wow, you always spend the night at my parents' house, and I can't spend the night at your parents' house." He was like, he just blew it off. So eventually, I ended up getting a chance to go over his house, meet his parents. He's like, "Since I'm at your parents, I'm always at your home, so I want you to come meet my parents and go to my home." So I went, in. They introduced me, and his parents ended up being racist, and I didn't know it because I ain't never met them. So I ended up meeting him. So he like, your parents like, "Don't bring no black guy to my house. Why are you bringing black people to my house? I don't associate with black people. I don't do that." But I would never thought that because my friend, which is still my friend right now, he's totally different. Like, he's not like that. He's not racist. He don't even talk like that. The majority of his friends is blacks. So I went to the home. They say don't bring. I felt it kind of hit me by surprise because I ain't never had really dealt with that before as being a kid. My age that I was, I never really dealt with it. But I really pretty much didn't understand what was going on. So I went home and told my mom about it. And she pretty much explained it to me like what was going on because I really didn't know what's going on. But we end up still being friends right now to this day. I couldn't tell you if his parents were still like that or are they still like that. I don't know because I just separated myself from them. But I ain't stopped being friends with him because when we first met, that ain't how he came off to me. We just was friends, So we kept being friends, and I just didn't go around his parents no more. But he felt a certain type of way too because he was kind of confused himself too because he didn't know because he wasn't racist. His parents probably didn't show him that or present that to him, and because he probably never have a black friend.
Right.
So that's pretty much what that was. So we still friends to this day.
That's good.
We still like best of friends. I was in his wedding,
That's cool.
I was in his wedding. His parents are deceased right now, both of them. They deceased, so I was in his wedding and stuff like that. We still friends to this day. So I'm fresh out of high school. I'm like 17, 18 years old. I can't remember. It was me, my brother, I think one of my cousins, and my uncle. So, I'm fresh. I just get my license, I want to drive, how young people do, young high schoolers do. So I have my license, so we end up getting our parents' car. So we just joy riding. We really ain't got nothing to do. We just want to ride to show that we driving. So we driving around the neighborhood. We end up getting pulled over, and they pull us out the car. They say, "Show me your license." I showed them my license, insurance. I showed them everything. So they say, "We need y'all to step out the car." And I'm like, and I asked, why are we stepping out the car? And he said, cause I asked you to step out the car. But I was like, we ain't did nothing, so we shouldn't have to step out no car. We don't have a probable cause to pull us out the car or search no car. So my uncle like, man, just get out the car. Just get out the car. So I just got out the car. Now, mind you, it's cold outside. It's snow on the ground. It's cold outside. So they put us all in cuffs. And I'm asking, like, why are we in cuffs? You just told us just to get out the car. I think you just running our names to see if we got warrants. They told us, they put us in cuffs. And I asked, like, why are y'all putting us in cuffs? So they ended up putting us in cuffs and made us lay down face first in the snow. Told us, everybody lay down right there. Don't look up. Don't do nothing. I really went. I really almost lost it. I really almost lost it then. When we get in the snow for, so my uncle said, man, just do what they ask you to do and just get down, get face down until they done doing what they doing with us.
He probably had the experience before, huh?
He probably had the experience before and I didn't know where he was going at with it. So my uncle was like, you got my nephews and my nephews getting in the snow. This ain't cool, you know. And they made, after he was doing that, they made him get down. And he was like, I'm not getting no snow. And now it's my turn to tell him, Unc, just get down, just get down in the snow. So we got down. Man, I'm talking about it's cold out there. And then eventually another cop pulled up and say, why you got them down in the snow like that? Oh, we just had them land in the snow until somebody else got here, give us clearance that they want the suspects we looking for and stuff like that. So the other cop make us get up. So we got up. I'm talking about we just put them clothes on, we wet, and you know, it'd be mud mixed with some of the slushy snow, and it was just crazy. And like,
and which police department was this?
Lake County County Police Department. Yep. So I asked my uncle, like, why did you tell us, why did you tell us to get down? Because he was explaining to us, like, when you're a black man and growing up in this world, though, it's rough because police, they tend to put hands on you or shoot you by mistake and things like that. And I didn't know, he explained it to me. He older than me, so he probably had been through it before and trying to explain to me and get me ready for what to look for as I get older and as I grow up.
So that was your experience of, as they call it, the talk.
Yeah, that's really my first experience at that. That was really my first experience at that. So, and it was rough, and I didn't know. I had heard things about it, but I really ain't never experienced it. I heard like my older uncles and older cousins talking about it, but I really ain't never experienced it. But it's scary though, because when they got you by and you can't defend yourself, it's like it's your word against theirs, and they end up winning at the end of at the end they end up winning because they don't want to hear your voice. Their voice overpower yours, so you can't really explain yourself. But it's scary. It's scary, especially when you by yourself and then don't nobody know you pulled over. You know, you can't make a phone call and let people know that you pulled over by this cop. It's a dark street, so it's really a scary experience. So if you ever get pulled over, just obey by the rules and whatever they tell you to do. Don't reach for nothing. Don't reach for nothing that look like a gun. Don't say, oh, I'm gonna reach in this glove department. You want my registration? I'm gonna reach over here and get it. Don't get it. Just you do better just telling them you can go in my glove department and get it for me. Things of that nature, and don't have nothing. Please don't pull out nothing that look like a gun, because they will shoot, and that's what they gonna say, that you was reaching for a gun. They probably end up being your cell phone or something like that.
Wow.
So when you out here, just be careful and just obey the rules. Whatever they tell you to do, just obey the rules, because mistakes do happen. And you have seen they do get off. They don't go to jail. They don't go to prison for it. So just be careful on what you do and just stay safe.